Welcome back to WagerTalk.com. I'm Marco D'Angelo, joined in studio with my partner in crime, Bryan Leonard. We're going to break down some NFL and college football for you. Let's get it started. Sunday in the NFL, we've got the San Francisco 49ers heading out to play the Chicago Bears. Bryan, the Bears, winners of 3 of their last 4, find themselves in a role that they haven't been all year. They're a favorite this week, and a sizable favorite, laying a touchdown at home to the 49ers. And this is going to be your best bet, so I'll let you kick it off.
Yeah, it's funny because right now everybody's buying in on the Chicago Bears, but the reason I'm not buying into them is take a look at the 3 of their 4 last games. They're 3-1, as you pointed out. They beat Green Bay, St. Louis, and San Diego. Who are the teams in the NFL right now who are playing the worst? Green Bay, St. Louis, San Diego have to be considered in that group. So even though they've been winning these games, they have not done so against quality competition, although...
Yeah, I was going to say,
they are
quality competition.
They are playing San Francisco here, and I'm well aware of the dichotomy between how San Francisco plays at home and they play on the road. But they actually have a quarterback in San Francisco, Blaine Gabbert, and I don't think anybody saw this coming.
No, he's played well the last couple weeks. Anything would have been an improvement over what Colin Kaepernick was doing. And I've never seen a quarterback fall as fast as Kaepernick has fallen this year. But I look at this one, Bryan, and I'm going to be devil's advocate here. What concerns me about San Francisco, and I think a lot of people might overreact a little bit and say, okay, Gabbert's in there, they're playing a little bit better. But I look at last week's game, and they played an Arizona team that if there was ever a flat spot for a team, it was last week with Arizona. They came off back-to-back Sunday night games where they went to Seattle, slayed the Dragon. I mean, we know Seattle's not what they were the last 2 years, but for them to beat them and pretty much wrap up the division, that was such a huge game for them. Then they followed it up and had a second Sunday night game against one-loss Cincinnati, a game that went back and forth. Cincinnati led most of the way, but Arizona took the lead late, gave it up late, and then come back and kick the game-winning field goal. So for them to go to San Francisco last week after those 2 big games, and they had already beaten the 49ers 47-7, I think they just felt they had to show up and they were going to get a win.
Did you have San Francisco last week?
I didn't, and I'm kicking myself for not.
Because you're making it sound like it should have been a big game for you.
It was a perfect situational one.
Many times I'll see that. I says, how did I miss that one? But yeah, you make great points there. And Arizona, obviously, I watched the game, and San Francisco moved the ball. Gabbert was great. They still have some problems in the running game. But Arizona is one of the top defenses. He was able to move the ball, but I understand it was a letdown situation there. But, you take a look at Antoine Bolden came back last week for San Francisco. That makes a huge difference in that passing game. Now they've got a guy out there that they can throw to on, where they got to get that first down on third down. The reason why I like San Francisco, I like the way San Francisco's trending, but I just don't trust the Bears. As you pointed out, this is the first time all season they've been favored, and they're favored by 7 points. Once again, take a look at the teams that they've beaten. Now, at the beginning of the season, those were teams that we were expecting to be really good, especially the Packers and St. Louis. I think there was a lot of buyers on that. But now, after we've seen what they've done, I think they're a little bit high. People are high on the Bears right now. And a lot of times you'll get this. A team is terrible at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's terrible at home, good on the road. We've seen this many times with Dallas. Terrible at home, great on the road. So people start thinking, well, that's just who they are. But everything changes. I mean, when you make your power ratings, you know what the team is. And San Francisco is a young team that's going to get better on the road. I think they start right here. I think this is a competitive game.
Yeah. Right now, me personally, I'm not getting involved in it. You got San Francisco as your video best bet. To me, and I'll just throw it out there, Liz, I think there's value on the Bears in a teaser situation here, because I just don't see San Francisco actually going in there and winning the game outright. So if I played it, I'd probably be leaning to teasing Chicago. And I'll just throw in one thing you mentioned about Anquan Bolden coming back. He's the best security blanket that a quarterback can have. But I'll also mention the Bears got one of theirs back last week with Forte coming back to help the running game. He had 44 yards last week against Green Bay. That'll definitely help the Bears a little bit.
Well, the Bears running game's good anyway. Forte is a really good back, but I don't think it's that much of a difference. And for me, the way I use teasers, it would have to be 7.5 for me to want to play it on a teaser, because there's a little bit more value on playing it straight up, or the -7, but I can understand that.
All right, Bryan says to go ahead and take the San Francisco 49ers plus the points on Sunday. Be sure to check out Bryan all weekend long. Best way to go is check out his weekend all access Thursday through Monday. You'll get all of his plays for $69. And Bryan, he had a 5% play last Monday night. He went against his Cleveland Browns on Monday Night Football. He's no homer. He took the Baltimore Ravens and got the money. Check him out this week. See what he's got going on the weekend. Get everything for $69. We'll be back with more here on WagerTalk.com.